And so employee ownership is really a cool option because through the various kind of structures that allow, that help a business sell to their employees, the business owner can essentially create the buyer of their business.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
One of the things that's really near and dear to our heart is the idea of selling to your employees, and it solves a lot of problems that a business owner may find. Many business owners look at that sale to an outside buyer as kind of the goose that laid the golden egg, right? And sometimes that can in fact happen, but roughly about 20 to 25% of businesses that go on the market actually end up selling. So you have a ton of businesses that might go on the market that don't end up selling, right? So, and then, we talked about it earlier with the children, right? So if you don't have a family member or a child wanting to take over the business, so that gets one of those other options off the table. And so employee ownership is really a cool option because through the various kind of structures that allow, that help a business sell to their employees, the business owner can essentially create the buyer of their business. Plus, it often kind of builds on many of the other things that business owners often feel about the business. So it kind of maintains that legacy aspect. Many business owners aren't comfortable selling to an outside buyer where they come in and they make a lot of big changes to the business. If you're one of those business owners, then maybe employee ownership could be for you. If you don't have someone wanting to come in and buy the business, maybe employee ownership is there for you. If you want to, reward or kind of show some affection that you might have for the employees that helps you build that company over the years. The idea of employee ownership can be right for you. And also, if you want to see the business continue and remain independent and be a part of the community in which it is located, then again, employee ownership can be an option for you. So it can check a lot of boxes for the typical business owner, and so we think it is a really at least an option that should be explored.
Employee ownership has a bunch of people who benefit, and we like to use the word stakeholders, right? Because there's a lot of people who benefit from a business, and when a business can move through a successful transition to whoever that may be, that's a plus. Now, when it transitions to the employees, right, there's some other benefits as well. One of them is that, as we were discussing earlier, a lot of business owners aren't able to sell their business on the market. And that might not be because it's not a profitable business or a good business. It might just be in an industry where no one's looking to purchase. It might be that they're just not big enough to be on the radar of a broker or something like that. There's tons of reasons why really good businesses don't sell on the market. It could be that they don't have a family member, right? So that's very common now. Right now it's the lowest percentage. I think only a third of family-owned businesses pass on to the next generation. So that could be a reason you don't have a family member. It might be that you have a great management team, but they just themselves don't want to take that on. It might be a management team of 3 or 5, and they just don't see that as viable for them. And so employee ownership gives you an option, right? So it's beneficial in that it provides that third option that could be useful. Now, once it happens, there's some great things, right? So the business owner is going to get a fair market price for the business, right? They are going to get paid and be able to take some money off the table and be rewarded for the work that they've done. The employees also are going to benefit in that now when the company has a good year, the employees are going to benefit in the sharing of the profits of that business, right? And that builds a lot of wealth. And as we know, right, retirement savings is such a big deal these days. So few people have it. And what we see in employee-owned companies is this phenomenal level of wealth A lot of studies shown, in some cases, 92% more wealth for employee owners compared to the exact same type of individual, just not at an employee-owned company. And then we like to say that it also benefits the community. So communities benefit because employee-owned businesses are less likely to go out of business. They weather things like COVID better. They're less likely to lay off individuals. And for that reason, for them being more productive and resilient, that affects the community in terms of the tax base, right? So it can stabilize the tax base. And when you think of it, if you're laying off people less, if you're providing better benefits and higher wages, then it's less likely that those individuals are going to need to rely on any kind of social services, right, that could strain, right, local communities. And so in a lot of ways, employee-owned businesses, they help workers, they help businesses, they help communities. That's why we're just really proud to be able to work on it. Again, we're happy when a business has a succession plan, right? Only 25% of business owners have one right now. And so anytime you can make one, that's a plus. We get really excited when it's an employee-owned company, but nonetheless, we think any transition is a benefit for a community.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.